Welcome back to ELS Gaming, and today I had a little bit of a concept I wanted to do. I used to do this back in some of the older FIFAs. I think it was like FIFA 18, 19, where I used to sell everybody on the team and I would make a completely new team out of that money I got. So I might as well make a video about it. So in the first episode, I'm going to be doing it as Liverpool. So everyone you see here, we're going to attempt to sell them, and we're going to make a completely different roster with the money that we got. A few things to start off with. We're not allowed to keep anybody in the starting 11. If they don't get sold, then we're not allowed to use that money, but we're not allowed to use them in the starting 11. But the basic goal is to win the Premier League and the UCL, and maybe, sprinkle in a couple other trophies, but those two are the main. So let's get into it. And we are starting off with a budget of 150 million, so that's going to help us working our way into making a new team. But like I said earlier, everyone that can be sold, it needs to be sold. So I'm listing up every single player on the transfer list, and I'm going to accept as many offers as I can. First departure, Van Dijk's headed to Bayern Munich for 76 million. And the Greece man is headed to Man United for 18.9 million. Joe Gomez is headed to Marseille for 32 million. Connor Bradley is headed to Napoli for 24.7. And Harvey Elliott is off to Nottingham Forest for 43.5. And also Konate is off to Newcastle United for 81.5. And Darwin Núñez is going to Brighton for 68.4 million. Alright, so that was the first little group of transfers out of the club immediately after I started, and we're already up to 451 million. I would love to see how far we can push that number up. Let's keep going. And Cody Gakpo is headed to Man United for 81 million. And Kellier is going to Bologna for 25 million. And also Trent is headed to Aston Villa for 82.2 million. And a quick little update on the squad. There's still tons of talent. Mohamed Salah and Alisson are still here. And McAllister is worth a decent amount. But we're getting pretty thin. Look at this bench. We're almost there. And we have 3 huge transfers in the works. Hopefully they actually go through, because Luis Diaz, I've already accepted an offer and he rejected it in the past. So hopefully we get all 3 of these guys through. And the Salah deal fell through. I'm hoping that there's enough time for him to have another deal come through. And we finally have another departure. I know it doesn't look like it for you, but it's taken me a long time to get someone else out of the club. Endo is going to be headed to Aston Villa for 18.8 million. Alright, we are at the point where there is a week left in the opening transfer window, and we still have a couple players left, but this is it. That's the rest of the squad. Kessié is still here, McAllister, Salah, Gravenberch, the hungry, I can't pronounce his name, Solazai, I think, Luis Diaz and Jota are all still here, and Anthony Robinson. So there's only a week left. I'm hoping to get a couple more in, but I'm going to have to start buying some players soon. And McAllister is finally out the door. He's going to be headed to Manchester City for 114.5 million. And also Diogo Jota is off to Man United for 72 million. Alright, and we have officially reached deadline day, which means I think it's time to start signing players. But also, before we get into that, Dominic Solazai does have 2 offers accepted right now that I've just accepted right before deadline day. So he might sell. Don't know, but that would be nice. But our current budget is a whopping 848 million. Couldn't hit that billion mark, but that's all right. And looking at who wasn't able to sell, Mohamed Salah, that's a pretty huge blow, and Alisson, Luis Diaz, Kessié, and Gravenberch, and also Curtis Jones. So, but overall, I think we did pretty good. So let's start to buy some players. All right, first off, at Cam, I wanted to go in for Paulo Dybala because his contract was expiring, so I think I could have got a pretty good deal on him. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to offer him, let's say, 66 million. They rejected. Let's go up to 67 and a half. Almost there. All right, I think we can get away with 68 and a half. How about that? Yup. All right. And we did manage to officially pick up Paulo Dybala as our very first signing. And I would have loved to gone in for a striker as someone like Lautaro Martinez, but we just don't have the budget for it. Since we weren't able to sell a couple of those players, we're not going to be able to afford them. So instead, I'm going to be going after Antoine Griezmann as my striker. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with around 64 million for him. They want 91. Okay. I'm going to drop mine down to, say, 67. How about that? All right, they've gone a little bit, but the tension is super high, so I'm going to go up to 72 and a half. And they've accepted that. And Antoine Griezmann has officially joined the club from Atletico Madrid as our starting striker. All right, and for the goalkeeper position, we have to go cheap on this one. So I think it's between Neuer and Jan Sommer for me, and I think I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna go in for Jan Sommer, and I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna offer them 9 million for him. They want 13. Okay, I'm gonna bump mine up to 10. See what they say. They want 12.9. I think I'm gonna accept that. I'm gonna accept that. Which means Jan Sommer is officially joining the team for a very cheap price. We needed that to sort the rest of the team out and use it in better areas. All right, and looking at the center back positions, I'm going for some more underrated talents. I think Jonathan Tah would be a really good fit for this team because he's not the most expensive as your Bastonis or your Ruben Diaz's, and I think he would still do a job. And I think I'm also going to go in for Marquinhos as well. But first off, let's go in for Jonathan Tah, and his market value is around 69 million. So I'm going to start him off with his exact market value. See what they say. They want a lot. Yeah, that's going to be too much for me. I'm going to drop this down to 71. They still want that huge number. I don't want to go anywhere close to that. So I'm going to drop down to 73, and maybe we get a think about it. Okay, that's fine. I can let them think about it. All right, let's also go in for Marquinhos while we're here. I'm going to start them off also at his normal market value. And they also want a bunch of money for him, over 100 million. Let's go down to 73 and a half. 95. Okay, let's try and get a we'll take some time over this decision message. 76.8. They've accepted it. That's great. So that means Marquinhos is joining the club officially. And I did have to go weak, so that did mean that Dominic Solazai did go through on one of his offers. He is off to... He's going to go to Liverpool for 52.4 million. And it looks like Leverkusen has straight up rejected my offer. They didn't even come back to me with another offer, so that sucks. We're going to have to look for a different center back elsewhere. But before we go in for another center back, I wanted to try and bring in another Leverkusen player, Granit Xhaka. And I know the scouting isn't finished, but it said that he was around 51 million. And I think that's a decent price for what we're getting. So I'm going to offer them 51 and a half to start off with. and they want 77. That's a little steep, I must admit. I'm going to drop it down to 54 million. They still want 77. All right, I'm going to go down to 57 and a half. What do you say to that? Take some time. All right, you take your sweet time. You take your sweet time. We're going to have to go in for more offers before we see the result of that, because there's not much time left at deadline day. So, yeah. All right, I know they're going to want a lot for him, but I think Bruno would be a good fit to this team. So, let's go in for him. Let's try and get him. His market value is 84.5 million, so I'm going to go in with an initial offer of 85, and they want 90. This is so reasonable. This is so reasonable. I'll give you 86, and yeah, 86. Yeah, all right, they take it. So Bruno Fernandes is going to be joining us. I know it is our second cam, but you'll see in a second. I'm going to go to the squad and show you, but he's going to be a great fit, and we have just signed him from Manchester United. Okay, here we are at a little update of the squad. We do have Summer and Marquinhos, but I'm switching to a 4-2-3-1 narrow with 3 cams. And I'm actually moving. I thought Griezmann was going to be my striker, but he actually goes up in rating as a cam. So we now have all 3 of our starting cams laid out, and now I need a new striker, need a CDMs, and we need to work on the defense a little bit. And our remaining budget is 532 million. So we should be able to work with that. I think that's a workable amount left. So let's keep going. Okay, I've identified a couple of strikers that I could potentially bring into the team. And I'm going to be honest, I'm torn between signing Lewandowski, who's obviously better, but extremely old, and I am very concerned of him dropping off in rating during this season, or a couple of these younger guys, Isak, Gyökeres, or Openda, and I'm not sure who to go for. All right, and after a little bit of thinking, I think I'm gonna go after one of the Swedish guys. I don't know, but I think I'm ruling out Lewandowski and Openda. But Isak is one of my favorite players, but Gyökeres has been tearing it up in real life, and I think he would be just slightly a better fit for this team because he's better in the air. So I think I'm going to go in for Gyökeres. Yeah. I'm going to go in for Victor Gyökeres to be our brand new striker. And for my initial offer, I'm going to go for around 78 million. And they have... Okay, that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough. We're going to have to go in for someone else. Isak, hey buddy, you were my first choice all along. Yup, no doubt. Let's go in for Isak. And I think I'm also going to go around the same. I'm going to go up to 79. Don't reject me. Okay. At least they didn't reject me. I'll give you 80. I'll give you 82 for him. That seems fair. 111. Okay. That's just fantastic. That's just exactly what I would like to hear. I'll give you 86 for him. Take some time. Okay. Great. Now I have 2 players that are taking their time. So I'm going to have to go another hour. All right, and after I went the next hour, both of them rejected, but they came back at me with another offer, so we should be able to still get them. So Isak I offered, I think it was 85 before, I believe, and they only went up to 92, so I'm going to offer them 86.5, and they have accepted that. I don't think that's that bad. And we did officially sign the contract with Isak. He's going to be our brand new striker. He's a little bit low in rating, but he is younger, so by the time we get to Champions League final, he should be quite a nice overall and tearing it up for us, hopefully. And looking at Granit Xhaka, I genuinely do not remember. I do okay. I do not remember how much the original offer was, but I just accidentally accepted that. So I didn't mean to do that. That wasn't okay. We're gonna go in for him. All right, Granit Xhaka is gonna be joining the club. I'm not sure how much I just paid for him because that was an accident. I could have gotten a better deal, but I don't think it was that bad. And we did sign him for 77.5 million. I think we could have gotten a little better, but it's not the end of the world, so it's fine. And we're also going to be signing Kieran Trippier for 14.7 million, Emre Can for 19.1 million, and we also signed the goalkeeper Peter Galacci from RB Leipzig for 9.2 million. All right, and having a quick update on the team, Chan and Trippier are obviously going to go down to the bench, but the attack is filled out. I still need one more CDM, another center back, right back, and left back, and then the bench. So we're almost there. But the budget we are looking at is around 300 million left. And there's about, I don't know, maybe 8 positions that I want to fill, including the bench. So I should be able to still bring in a decent center back. I should be able to splash the cash on that and then go cheap with the rest of them. All right, I think I'm actually going to try and spend some big bucks on a center back because I think we need someone, a rock, next to Marquinhos, and we'll just be locked down, and we should be able to make it a very far distance in the Champions League. So I'm going to go after Antonio Rudiger as that center back, just an absolute beast in real life. I'm going to start off with a offer of 68 million. They want 93. I'm going to bump mine up to 70 million. They still want 93. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go all the way up to 80. See what happens. They want 83. I'm going to accept that offer. So that does mean Antonio Rudiger is going to be our starting center back next to Marquinhos, forming just a very nice dynamic duo. And I did go another hour, and we might have a savior and get some more money. Manchester United have gone in for another offer for Gravenberch. It is a swap deal, so I don't know if they actually have the money for this, but I should be able to get around 70 million for him. And they have accepted that, so that should be a huge boost of cash if that actually goes through. And I'm gonna go a week to see if it actually does, but it might take more than an hour. And also, okay, 2 offers for Gravenberch. Let's go in and try and get some more money out of this one too. So I'm pretty sure this means that Gravenberch is going to get sold to someone. Don't know who that is. Come on, City, you got money. 67. Come on. All right, you know what? I'm going to accept this as a backup just because this money is better than no money. So hopefully the Manchester United one goes through, but the City one is just there as a backup just in case. All right, and with only 4 hours remaining on deadline day, Gravenberch has officially been sold. He is headed to Manchester United for 70 million. And there weren't many left backs that are good just in general in the game, but Ferland Mendy's contract is expiring in 10 months, so I might as well shoot my shot and try and get a cheap left back so I can spend some extra money elsewhere. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to offer them 26.5 million as a starting offer. They want 34 plus 10%. No. I'm going to give you 28. How about 28? They want 29.9. I'm going to accept that straight up. That's a great deal for a left back. All right, and I still need a CDM, and I've picked out these two options. I'm going to go after Moises Caicedo first, but if he goes over a certain amount, I will no longer go in for him, and I think I'm going to set that at around 85 million, because I don't want to spend too much here. Actually, I'm going to drop it down to 80. Let's see what they say to 70. They rejected flat up. Okay, we're going to go in for the backup option, which is Paulinho of... Okay. Never mind. We're actually not going to... Alright, I'll be back. Alright, second try. Both of the Newcastle CDMs would be great fits. They're not too expensive. I think they're both around 60, 70 million. Not really sure who to go in as my first choice. I think the only main difference is their weak foot to me. So I think I'm going to go in for Tonali first. I'm going to start off with an initial offer of 68 million. Okay. All right, that is double how much I just asked for you. No, I can't do that. I'll give you 70. Yeah, let's go in for Bruno. Let's get two. No, let's go in for the other Bruno. Let's offer 62. They want 100. What's up with... Okay, I'm gonna go up to 64 and a half. What do you say to that? Still want 100. Cool. I'm going to jump up to 68 and a half. How about that? Take some time. Okay, we only have 4 hours left, so I'm gonna leave him. I'm gonna leave him like that, and we're gonna make some other transfers before. And I really hate the right back options. I was going to go in for Danny Carvajal, but he's too important to Real Madrid to sell, so that's off the list. All right, and before I forget or do anything or run out of money, I'm going to release some of these players. Alisson, gone. Mohamed Salah, gone. Kessié, gone. I know these are huge contracts, so I'm glad I'm doing this now. And after releasing those players, we're at 227 million, and we have only a couple more positions to fill, so let's just quickly do that. Bruno Guermez for 75 million. Messi just because for 24.2 million. Aubameyang for 14 million. Henrik Mkhitaryan for 15.8 million. N'Golo Kante for 31 million. And last but not least, Traore for 16 million. And we have officially constructed our squad, hopefully in the edit that didn't take too long, but I think it's pretty solid for not being able to sell all of our players. I think the attack is really good, and I think, okay, I know I'm looking at Trippier, and I wanted to bring in a new right back, but I just could not afford it. But I think this team does have some potential to go decently far in the Champions League. So let's skip to the Champions League phase. And at the end of the league phase of the UCL, we did finish in 6th, so that means we get automatic qualification into the round of 16. I'll meet you there. All right, round of 16 here. It is against Benfica, and in the first leg, it is a 2-1 win for us with Griezmann and Granit Xhaka scoring. Second leg of the round of 16, we're going to rock the same squad as we did in the first leg, and it is a 1-1 draw, putting us through to the quarters. All right, quarterfinals here. First leg, we are up against PSG. And the first leg, it is a 2-2 draw. And Kavicka went to PSG. I'm pretty sure he's going there in real life, like right now. Anyways, let's get into the second leg. Ladies and gentlemen, it is match day. Second leg of the quarterfinals here against PSG. Come on. And it is a 1-0 loss. We are knocked out of the Champions League in the quarterfinals to PSG. I seem to always lose to PSG. It's tough. It's a tough way to go. All right, looking at some results at the end of the season. In the Carabao Cup, we were eliminated in round 4 to Fulham, who actually went on to win the whole thing. So, you know, yeah. In the FA Cup, we were eliminated in round 4 as well to Nottingham Forest 3-1. And obviously, we were knocked out of the Champions League, but Real Madrid ended up winning it 1-0 over Man City. And in the Premier League, we couldn't even win the Premier League. We finished in second behind Man City. Of course we did. We couldn't win the Champions League. We couldn't win any trophies. This is a failure. I'm a failure. Okay, anyways. If you want me to do this with another team, do this again. I had a lot of fun doing it. Make sure to let me know down in the comments. And if you did like this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel, please. But anyways, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.